U.S. signals possible strike on Iran's nuclear sites. The United States is quietly preparing, not quiet anymore, for a possible military operation targeting Iran nuclear's infrastructure, according to multiple indicators. FEMA camps now house FEMA inmates. Right, turnabout's fair play here. White hats have started housing deep state detainees closer to home. Rather than ship or fly them to overcrowded detention centers like Gitmo or Camp Blas, the hats are availing themselves to a long ignored resource. Why don't we send a couple down to El Salvador, this sort of sprinkly area down there with some nice clean inmates that don't have tattoos? But this is what they had planned for us. Look at this. This is where they had planned to put us. Now we're putting them there. And this is the kind of road work that they had. And we were in area number 3. The United States has been broken up into 10 different areas, each of these areas governed by FEMA. I was offered an opportunity to get into FEMA very, very long time ago, and probably would be high up if I'd swallowed that pill, but I did not. New dirt on Judge Boasberg raises more questions. The district court judge who recently blocked President Donald Trump's efforts to deport illegal alien gang members attended a conspicuously partisan legal conference just months before his ruling, according to a judicial ethics report. Judge James Boasberg, who serves on the district DC court, participated in what appears to be nothing more than a Democrat strategy session masquerading as a legal conference in Sun Valley, Idaho. The conference's agenda items, Judges in a Democracy and State of Democracy, sound eerily similar to the Democrats' tiresome 2024 campaign rhetoric about saving democracy, which of course has become the justification for their using the courts to obstruct Trump's agenda. Called a privately funded seminar disclosure report, the document discloses that Boasberg was in attendance, but offers no details of whether Boasberg was paid for his attendance or travel, and what remuneration was, reports Justice News. The outlet was alerted to the conference and to Boasberg's attendance by a retired Democrat-appointed judge who was concerned that the July 24th, 2024 conference focus on judges' role in democracy was too close to a political party's theme for his comfort.
Now we have not just maniacs in the Pentagon, but a bunch of Dr. Strangeloves? Pretty weird stuff. But scientists have been experimenting with radio frequencies on animals' brains for decades. And the military has followed it all very closely. Back in the 60s, the Soviets began zapping the American embassy in Moscow with a low-frequency beam. One theory is that they were trying to mess with people's central nervous systems. And one report did say the diplomats got depressed a lot. And hey, just think of all the nifty applications against the enemy. Why blow people up when you can drive them crazy?
From documents dating back into the early 80s, we see that the military had discussed the possibilities of mind control through radio frequency energy. The possibility is there. The military has studied it.
A 1982 Air Force report called radio frequency energy a major new research initiative and said that RF can, quote, disrupt normal purposeful behavior. A 1987 military report called for more research on RF energy as a non-lethal weapon, while pointing out that most of the existing technology is classified. In 1993, there was a big conference at Johns Hopkins University. The entire conference was classified. The agenda wasn't, and weapons using extremely low radio frequencies, or ELFs, were listed as a very attractive option.
A lot of people don't realize that the presidential election that just occurred and the inauguration process is a lot bigger than we can even imagine. And let me break that down. So back in 1871, our country, America, was sold by our president, Ulysses S. Grant, to basically the royal family. We became owned. We lost all sovereignty, all freedoms, all constitutional rights. We became what is called the USA Incorporated business entity. Now, what does that have to do with anything today? So many of you just watched the inauguration and things that took place, and a lot of things stood out. And the biggest one was realizing that Trump actually has never left, quote unquote, office. You see, there's two presidents. There's two types of worlds that we're living in. One that is fake, one that is built unconstitutionally, one that is based on certain laws, one that is based on corruption and manipulation, and based pretty much in a foreign occupation territory known as Washington, D.C. And Washington, D.C. also works in coordinates with the Vatican and also the royal family, and then you tie in all other places where the deep state operates to control and depopulate the world. Sounds aggressive, right? On the other timeline, there's a constitutional republic. And this is why you've seen Trump wear these hats that said 45-47. He never left. It looks like he did. It looks like he had to resign or step away for Biden to come in. But the whole Biden administration was just to wake the world up to how corrupt these people are. You have to zoom out. This whole process, the last 8 years you've been seeing, more than that, has literally been a global military operation. How, what, and why? To wake up the public, to restore back our Constitution, to transfer power from a centralized, corrupt, globalist, New World Order, deep state government back into the hands of the people. And so what you have just witnessed and what you are going to continue to see from what's happening at the border, what's happening in our economy, what's happening in pharmaceuticals, what's happening in banking, what's happening in DC and politics, which is now no longer and is a bankrupt corporation, we are becoming sovereign and free as a country. We're turning power back to the people. This is the most amazing time to be alive. The best is truly yet to come. And when Trump says the golden age, that is beyond what most of us can even comprehend. To get to these places, though, we have to wake up. We have to zoom out and connect the dots and realize this whole time we've been lied to, living under this corporation where we are the employees and the government has been our boss, when in reality, these roles should have been flipped since day one. I pray that you stay peace. I pray that you stay grounded. I pray that you share this and really start to look into things of how this corporation has been dissolved, how the power is going to be returning back to the people. And when you start to connect these dots, when you zoom out, you'll realize that nothing can truly stop what is coming. And the best is truly yet to come. God bless you.
Everybody but me has an APAC person.
What's that mean, an APAC person?
It's like your babysitter, your APAC babysitter, who is always talking to you for APAC. They're probably a constituent in your district, but they are firmly embedded in APAC. And
every member has something like this?
That's how it works on the Republican side. And when they come to DC, you go have lunch with them. And they've got your cell number, and you have conversations with them.
That's absolutely crazy.
I've had 4 members of Congress say, I'll talk to my APAC person. And it's literally what we call them, my APAC guy. I'll talk to my APAC guy and see if I can get him to dial those ads back.
Why have I never heard this before?
Why would they want to tell their constituents that they've basically got a buddy system with somebody who's representing a foreign country? It doesn't benefit the congressman for people to know that, so they're not going to tell you that.
Well, let's start to unpack this suitcase full of FISA-gate stuff. Interesting. I hope this comes out. Then Prosecutor Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has ordered all files pertaining to Benghazi to be declassified. It's time the public knows the truth. Democrats haven't been this mad at Republicans since we freed their slaves. To repeal the 14th Amendment. Listen to what it is.
You know, people say we need to fix 2020. Well, I say we need to fix 1868. Did you know that the 14th Amendment, the one that redefined citizenship, centralized power, and created the very framework used today to silence dissent, was never even lawfully ratified? That's right. According to Congressional Record, 15 of the 37 states rejected the amendment. That's 41% of the union, far more than the 1/4 needed to actually kill it dead. And guess what? Congress ignored it. The president never even signed the resolution as required by Article 1, Section 7. So what did they do instead? They used military force, overthrew legitimate state governments, installed puppet legislatures, and rammed the 14th Amendment through by force. Before 1868, we were Americans, sovereign individuals of sovereign states. After, we became U.S. citizens under the federal jurisdiction, taxable, trackable, disposable. And now Section 3 of that illegitimate amendment, the so-called insurrection clause, was used to try to bar President Trump from office. But here's the kicker. Trump hasn't even been charged with insurrection. No trial, no due process, just narrative. The 14th Amendment turned our republic into a federal plantation, and now they want to chain you with the very clause that enslaves your freedom. You see, before 1868 and the unconstitutional ratification of the 14th, we were Americans electing our public servants. After the 14th, our status was changed from Americans living as nationals in states around the Union to U.S. citizens voting in our dead slave masters. But we see it now. We know what they did, and we're taking it back.
So to recap a little bit, Keynesian economics is where a small group of people determine the course for the economy. Austrian monetary economics puts the power of the economy back in you. Please go ahead and order our white papers on this. But you know what? Your answers is what drives me to keep continuing this, because that's the only thing I'm getting out of this. If you're getting and you're learning and you're understanding things that you didn't understand before, and you're understanding what's going on, that's my objective here. It's not about money. It's about you understanding what the heck is going on, so you can carry the torch and help other people understand what did happen, because it's going to be too late for them to understand what happened. Now you know what happened. You are way above the curve. You are so far part of the head curve that most people, I don't know too many people besides Rafi Farber even talking about Austrian monetary economics is what we're returning back to. So folks, let's hold hands. Let's get smarter together. I'm learning every day. Are you? Let's do this together, folks. It'll be a